Hey guys, welcome back to Ocular Orchids. Thanks for checking in. Beautiful sunny day today, and wanted to look at which of our orchids we take outside. Now last year we had a balcony, so we didn't grow any plants like outside in a garden. This year we actually have a garden since we moved, so we really want to maximize the plants that we can grow outdoors. We'll take a look at the ones we do take outside. Now we are taking them out just to harden them off. So during the days on the weekends that it's nice and not raining and kind of warm now, we'll bring them out when it is good. You know, the weather's so variable here in Germany. Sometimes like in Michigan where I'm from, it'll be sunny one minute and then rain in the next minute. Here the Cattleyas are out on the table, most of them. We have a couple inside. The small ones that I'm just too afraid to bring out right now. And they're growing like, yeah, this amazing rose. I mean, this thing has been here for generations of tenants now. This was planted like at least 3 tenants in this apartment, and we pruned it back pretty heavy this year, but it just grew back like crazy. I mean, I'll just show you really quickly the amount of blooms that we're about to have here. Yeah, and there's the room we normally recorded. There, that's the orchid room, the boss's pink phal up there in the top right. Here's the Sidium Shari baby. This is where we're kind of letting this guy live. Now, the Shari baby we are kind of leaving out at night a couple times, and if it gets a little wet, we're not so worried. So we're just really putting this guy through the ringer. You know, it gets a few hours of morning to midday sun, and then it gets into shade for the hot part of the afternoon. It's right next to the strawberries. We inherited these as well. Like our friend who lived here before us, he started these strawberry plants and they are doing pretty good. Actually, we have a couple that live underneath. This is where the strawberries used to grow, right next to the stairs going into the apartment, and a few of them have now volunteered and planted themselves. This one actually already has fruits coming on it, so that's awesome. Has berries like a, and there's another one right there. It's laundry day too, so we're preparing to take the laundry out. So this is kind of the view from the back door of the apartment. You know, it's funny, this Buddha, in like February or so, the boss and I were looking out at the garden. We were talking about kind of our plans for it and what we wanted to do. And I said, well, I really want to get a Buddha statue for the garden. And no lie, the next day we were walking the dog right up on the corner on like one of the main roads, and in a hedge, like this trash pile buried in the trees and the trash, there was the round bottom of this Buddha. And the boss looked over and said, hey, is that, I think that's a Buddha. And sure enough, we went over, it was. So we grabbed it out of there, we saved it from the trash. And yeah, it's so interesting how sometimes like the universe hears you like that. It's like when, you know, you say something and it pops up on your Google feed like the next day or whatever. Anyway, that's the story on the Buddha in kind of the spring summer flower garden. Yeah, this is the other half, although this half of the garden gets more shade. So there's some ferns growing, you can see. And, oh yeah, there's the lawnmower. Show you my lawnmower. So I do have I mow the lawn manually. I really like this mower. It does a great job. I just sharpen the blades every time and clean it up. And yeah, you got to go over it a couple times, but you can see I've mowed the front half here this weekend. I guess this is a garden video. So the garden design, we want to put an archway here into the back half of the garden with these two, well, maybe not these 2 roses specifically, but these 2 potted roses on either side of kind of this entryway. We want to put a archway with climbing roses to kind of cut the back half off and make it a separate room. You know, it's kind of like the thing about garden design, right? You want to have hidden rooms and little spaces and different views that you can see from different places in the garden. So this is kind of the front garden where we normally just hang out. And then as you walk back through the archway here, want to build this side up more. We're kind of thinking still what to do there. This half we've built up a lot more. We moved this rose over, brought that, and this was a planting that was already here, this big pot. And so we've moved that over just to help build up this visual wall. This is a cherry plum, I think is what he called it. This little purple leaf tree. So we inherited this as well. This was here already, and it's an amazing little tree. And yeah, it gets these great pink flowers, almost reminiscent of a red bud, if you're familiar with those. So early in the spring, nice pink flowers all over it, and then it flushes out with these purple leaves. So it's kind of part of the visual barrier that we're making as you come through the entryway into the proposed garden design. We just got this, a little tree peony, so this is going to be the corner piece to a cutting pathway. So as you come into the back garden, you know, this is the idea. You come into the back hidden garden here, and there's a little cut-off pathway that will, oh yeah, we transplanted these roses from our last garden. Well, that one back there and this one are transplants from our last garden. We put those in the ground in like December. Anyway, you come through, they kind of flank the little pathway to this, to some kind of an art feature. So this is the place for an art feature in the future. I've built something out of reminiscent cobbles that we had around, and yeah, the little Stonehenge ruins that I'm kind of like, just for a placeholder, get an idea, something maybe we want to do here. Yeah, and some grasses growing. All of these, this bed here we just built a couple weeks ago. The stones we got from a pile back in the back corner by this big pine tree back there. And that's where we got all the stones for this little dry stack kind of I don't know, art, you know, topography feature, just something to build up the garden a little bit. So I built that from the rubble pile in the back there. And yeah, this is the boss's wildflower garden. So we just kind of do meadow wildflowers here this year as we kind of figure out. She loves those, and they look really nice when they bloom in the kind of late summer and into fall. They should kind of grow up and provide a nice, again, a visual barrier to kind of build texture and layers as you go through the garden. Some orchids, so there, that white table. Plan on growing the Catasetums this summer. So this space gets kind of the most light and the highest light throughout the day. And so, yeah, we're going to bombard them. So I'm hardening them off, just bringing them out. These definitely cannot leave. So these only come out on weekends right now if the weather's nice, because they can't get any water yet. And so if we have a pop-up storm during the day, that will definitely ruin my plans for kind of bringing them out of dormancy. So yeah, they only come out on weekends when it's nice, like today. They're by the little, now we've got this little lantern here with candles in it that we kind of light in the evening when we come out and grill our little solar froggy to shine on it. Yeah, looking back up towards the house. Oh, and this is so nice. This little sumac, it smells so good. It's gonna focus. So the scent on these is fantastic. Oh man, it's just so good. Another little bed, we planted wildflowers in here as well, and all these stones came from the rubble pile, as well as all of those and all of those. And yeah, and there's the compost all the way at the back corner of the garden. We've dug out all this amazing compost back here. This pile's been here for a while, so we've got some good soil for plantings and bases, and we're turning this over now every couple, trying to do it every couple weeks. Amazing purple flowers. The butterflies are already coming back, and The roses are starting to bloom. I know, that was a lot of garden. Sorry, this ended up being a garden video. I guess the last ones are Sidium shooting stars. These are the black golds. And yeah, so we're growing these. These are also highlight plants. Gonna harden these off and probably start leaving them out more, where again, the Cattleyas and Catasetums we take in the evenings for the next probably couple weeks as we slowly harden them off for outdoor summer growth. But gotta keep an eye out for bugs. That's the only thing, and slugs, and yeah. Thanks for checking in, guys. Hope you're having a good one, and we will see you back here at El Pilar soon.